Maybe it is a wildebeest.
Yeah, I think this is the wildebeest. Then the kudu is bigger than.
Kudus are the ones that look kind of like impalas.
Hi.
We saw them at that.
Hi, gonna come over to say hi.
Maybe it thinks I'm gonna feed it.
Yeah, must be trained to be fed.
What?
I did too, but
Why can't you touch it?
Think they'd get mad at me?
my Gorgeous is. Hi, bud. How are you doing, huh?
Are you taking a picture, hon?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you think theirs fall off like the deer? And
Just bypass that. Okay, so this is baby Beatrix. So Beatrix is just starting that whole program. She's about 5.5 months old. She came to us in December of 2021. Okay. She was found just after Maputi, stuck in a storm drain. And unfortunately, when we found her, her herd had moved off. And she was there for about 24 hours. And she also was only 1 week old. So she came to us in a light aircraft. But in 5 years' time, when we need to move her back up to stage 2, she'll be weighing roughly about 2 tons, 3 tons, and she'll need to be transported with a road transfer, so a big truck takes her back up. You can see the bond there is very special. Eh? So our handlers are almost as if they were a mom and dad, basically. Yeah. She gets so attached to them, and she knows exactly what to do. Does anyone have any questions for our babies before we move on? Okay, so all you have to do is just hold onto the branch tight, and then she'll strip the leaves off the branch for you. Please don't let her take the stalk, because then it takes her some time to get the stalk back out of her mouth. She doesn't actually eat the stalks.
Just the leaves.
Yeah, just the leaves.
look at her, just put her teeth. A natural El Demoyo.
She's a sweetheart.
Oh, here comes some more.
What's that?
She's a good lady.
Oh, he wants yours.
Oh, wow. You think that would hurt their mouth?
Take that one. Do this one over here. Come here. Give me my friend.
There's some more there.
Whoa!
Wow!
Yeah, you can also touch them if they come close.
Oh, okay. Hi there, buddy.
Missy. And then this one, well, he's been here, but he's never come out. Yeah.
So beautiful. Look at those eyes.
See it.
Friendly
Yeah, I
looking
think he's been
eyes.
watching from a distance and was like, alright, let me get some of that action.
Oh,
Sean says the first time he's come to eat. Yeah.
Zero. That's wild.
Sorry. Why is it the first time he's ever come to me?
So Sky and Missy have been handling
Check this.
so they're
Yeah.
used to people feeding them. Whereas the other four, they just linger around and watch because they've come from other other game cocks. Other museums and supplement game cubes and all that extra stuff. We're trying to get there for a while. I'm close, but I'm not close enough.
Pretty eyes are big.
Yeah, the big eyelashes.
I know.
Giraffes have the same amount of bones in their neck as us.
Really?
7 bones.
I've heard of
That's it. 7 bones.
Still trying to get them.
So cool.
No, not strawberry. Reaching right out there.
Yeah.
Is this one's not Sky, is it?
That is Sky.
Oh, hi Sky.
Then the one with the lump on the left one is missing. So the way to tell the difference between the males and females is if you look at the top of the horns. If they have hair on top of their horns, it's a female.
They just eat the leaves, not those little beads.
Interesting. Want me to take a picture of you?
And then also with their color, the older they get, the darker they get.
Oh, you're taking a thing.
Well, this is cool.
We've sent 20 elephants out so far and 12 have successfully joined wild herds. The other 8 keep popping in and out, testing the waters, getting a feel for it, but they'll go out for a few months and come back. Some will go out for a few weeks and come back. It's totally up to the elephant when the elephant feels comfortable enough to join a wild herd. So speaking of big beautiful babies, we have Moyo, this big girl right in front of us. Moyo. Oh, look, yes. This big girl right here. Moyo came to us in about 8 years ago when she was found in a swollen riverbed up in Kariba. Moyo is with us for 2 reasons at 8 years old. We normally send them up at 5 years old. She stayed on with us a bit longer. One is she's an incredible surrogate mum to all of our babies that we get in. Before our babies even arrive, she's going to go and see if she can steal some giraffe food. Before our babies even arrive, she starts preparing the stable. She doesn't want to leave the stable. I don't know if she can feel it in her bones or she picks up on the way we're acting. But as soon as that baby arrives, she is the first one to interact with the baby. She puts her trunk all over the baby, her stomach's going, she's talking, she's communicating, and basically just saying, you're in the right place, you're going to be okay, nothing's going to happen. So this is this big beautiful girl, she knows we're talking about her. And the second reason, and she knows this is what I'm about to say, is she's refusing to give up her milk bottle. No, Moyo, you can't come over, my darling. No, my darling, I don't have your bottle either. Every afternoon it's a trick to see how far she can stretch her limits on getting over the barrier. I don't have your bottle. Kura came to us with a severely broken back leg, and unfortunately by the time he came to us, the break had already calcified and created a false joint. So we were unable to do anything surgically for him. Oi! Let's maybe give them their bottles, then she'll stop attempting to come over. So let's give them their bottles and everybody will settle down. I think it's been a long hot day out. Everyone is a bit thirsty. So this is a flat 2 liters and a flat 5 seconds will disappear. Moyo always needs to make sure that she gets hers first. So this is not S26 gold, thank goodness. It's mainly oats, milk, rice water, and we sprinkle a bit of S26 gold over the top to give it that smell. But it would be too expensive for us to feed them the full formula. It also has a lot of vitamins and minerals that are enriching for them at this age. Little Kadiki loves to savor every moment of her bottle, not like everybody else.
Oh yeah.
out in the wild, they normally drink from their mum up until the age of 2. So at the age of 2, we try and start weaning them off. In this case, we haven't been very successful with this little herd. We have 4.5-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds still drinking bottles. So it is a comfort thing for them, and it is also another good way for us to get those extra supplements in without having to fight them. Yes, Moyo, you're showing off now. She's like, I know, I'm such a good mum. I'm such a good mum. Anyways, and then the next little one I'm going to talk about is Kadiki. Kadiki's our little Jack Russell elephant, the one with a little stumpy tail. She walked into Mana Pool Safari Camp at the age of 1 day old. She had terrible lacerations through her trunk. Her tail was missing. She was beaten up and by lions. So anyways, thanks guys. Our elephants are just taking themselves off to bed. You better watch Moyo.
When you take them and transport them, do you have to kind of sedate them at all?
So we sedate them to load them. We sedate them to load them because they won't walk onto the truck themselves. It's too foreign for them. So we sedate them, we load them onto the truck, we let them come around so that we're able to hydrate them through the journey. For them to be asleep for the full 16 hours will do a lot of damage to them. And then lying down for that period of time, the weight of them on their organs is not healthy. So they will come around in the truck, they will figure out where they are, their handlers are with them, they have a team of vets, and then they start the journey through there. Most elephants love it because it's unlimited supply of milk bottles, so they are happy with a milk bottle every hour all the way up. But it is the safest way for us to have them awake during the journey. And everyone else is like, well, they've gone, we're going to move in and see what we've got left.
Don't.
Look at this big tall thing on the left there.
Go through the magic door into another realm. It just looked like a door out of a story. Oh goodness. Look at what they're getting to eat. Just soon eat you.
Georgie, go that side. Georgie, go that side.
Wow.
Georgie,
George, your food's that side.
Georgie, you go. Georgie, go. Wow.
You kind of want them to just start tearing it though, you know?
Alright, so here we have George, Savannah, and Lucy. So George is the big male lion on the right, the far right side. And then Lucy is the second one.
If you didn't say what that was, check that.
Savannah is the one patient who wants for me to come. And now a lot of you might be wondering why George is a big male lion at 16 years old without a mane. And there's two reasons for that. One reason being when he was younger, he was struggling to find his place in the pride. So him and his dad would always fight for dominance, which is natural in the animal kingdom. And then we decided that we wanted to castrate him just to lower his testosterone level. And then that would hopefully stop the fighting. So we castrated him and the fighting did stop. But unfortunately, because of the drop in his testosterone levels, his mane ended up falling out as well. Okay. So he is suffering from a bit of a midlife crisis.
But that doesn't explain. Is the blind one with the other three? Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So this is Marimba. You can come a little bit closer. There's not a big group today. So this is Marimba. Marimba is our Cape ground pangolin. She is one of 4 subspecies you can find here in Africa. You get 2 tree-dwelling pangolins and 2 ground-dwelling pangolins. She is one of the more common ground-dwelling pangolins you could find if you were lucky enough. They are classified as highly endangered. There are 4 subspecies that you could get in Asia, and unfortunately they are all extinct. So we just have the 4 African subspecies left of the pangolin family. So Marimba came to us about 15 years ago when sadly her mum was a victim of poaching. And so the national parks found her, took her off the poachers, and they gave her to us for safekeeping. She was about a year old at the time. So now she is about 16 years old. 16 and a half to be more specific. So her day starts off with Mateo going to her room where she's locked away safe. And then he will help her dig into the anthill. She'll find a channel and she'll stick her whole head into the channel. So when she comes a bit closer, if you look around her eyes, she's got eyelashes all the way around her eyes, and she's also got a membrane that covers her pupil so that no sun goes into her eyes and harms her eyes. And she will stick her tongue. So can anyone guess? Not allowed to answer. If you haven't been to Wilders Life before, can anyone guess how long her tongue is?
Oh, wow.
That was a sneak peek for you. That was a sneak peek. So can anyone guess in centimeters how long her tongue is? Yes.
30 centimeters.
20.
100.
Spot on. Her tongue is a meter long. From the tip of her tail to the tip of her nose is the length of her tongue. So where does she keep it all? She keeps it rolled up in a little pouch next to her stomach, between the bottom of her rib cage and the top of her pelvis. And it's like a yo-yo. So when she flicks it out, it unravels, and when she pulls it back in, it rolls back up again.
Wow.
And her mouth is designed in such a way that when she pulls her tongue back in, all the ants and the grains of sand that she's collected stay in her mouth, and just her tongue goes down. She'll then grind them up in her mouth and then swallow them. And so that's how she digests her food. She has no teeth. So she needs to eat about 300 grams of ants in a day for her to be full or to be satisfied. And we can't really weigh the amount of ants that she eats. So we weigh her every day to make sure that her weight either stays the same or slightly increases. If it starts decreasing, we know she's probably not eating enough or there's something wrong. So she's weighing 10.8 kgs at the moment, and she hasn't changed her weight in the last 4 years. So we're assuming that this is her fully grown. I think Mateo is quite relieved she stopped packing on the pounds, because at the end of the day, after carrying her 10.8 kgs, it gets quite heavy. She's a real little daddy's girl. So Mateo's going to bring her a little bit closer for you all to have a look at. Look at her cute little squidgy tummy and all the eyelashes around her eyes, and take as many photos and videos as you like. So you can go show everyone your baby, Mateo.
Thank you.
Pangolins can catch pneumonia, colds and flus really easily. So now in the winter time we need to make sure that she's locked up tight and warm before it gets too cold. So with her eating, she can only eat at an anthill for about 10 or 15 minutes before the ants start releasing a formic acid, which is actually poisonous for them. So like when you stand on a Matabele ant and you can smell them, that's the formic acid coming through. And so once she senses that coming through, she then stops eating and moves to the next anthill, and they're not allowed to revisit that anthill for 2 weeks. That's how long it takes for the formic acid to come out of the anthill. So they have very
What's
cleverly
this part
worked
look
out
like?
There's
tri-sections of
no
the farm that
scales
they
in
can
the
go
stomach.
to. How many anthills did you visit today, Mateo?
Sorry, man.
How many anthills did you visit
Oh,
today?
58, 9.
59.
Yeah.
59 anthills. They average between 55, 65 or 70 anthills in a day.
The poach our own nails.
Literally. And the second reason they're being so aggressively poached is for their meat. People in the Far East and in Africa will serve pangolin as like a status thing, a sign of wealth, a place in society. Pangolins are bipedal, meaning they walk on only 2 legs. So I recommend getting this on video because it is so cute. She is cruising today, hey? Miranda, turn around. We don't want to see your bum. She's just on a mission today, hey?
Oh, those lions.
By that time, when the laws came into effect, it was already too late to release it, which became too late for her kids.
It's behind that. It's bedding down now. Laying down.
The size of the crates were quite small, and they weren't made up to the IATA standards for moving animals out of the country. And the crates were so small that the hyenas couldn't even stand up inside their crates, and there was no food or water in there. And they were about to do a very long journey. So the shipment was then grounded, and the crates were taken off the plane and then reassessed. The other 10 hyenas ended up going back to Rangi National Park.
You're being a show off for everyone today.
That's who you laugh.
If you're lucky, you might hear him call.
Remember what it sounds like. Come on, do your best hyena.
Oh, no,
laugh.
no, no, no,
Yes,
no, no,
yes.
no. I can do whoop, but that's it.
And this is what they call the grand finale of the experience.
It's up with a bunch of mission phones. There's an update, and if you don't get it, your camera doesn't work. We've had to fix like 4 phones like this.